Hello everyone, welcome to Cherry Clips. Today I'll be sharing a movie named Il Mare. The reason why love tortures is not because it's gone, it's because it still exists. By the misty lakeside of Jeju Island, Korea, a bridge is stretched into the sea, leading to a delicate wooden house. Kim is moving out of the house. She carries nothing but a fish tank, a puppy, and some luggage. On her way out, she leaves an envelope in the mailbox. It's for the next tenant. Not long after this, a man moves in. He is Han, a famous architect. Han is attracted to the house the minute he sees it. On the first day he settles down, he names the house Il Mare, which means the sea in Italian. He decorates a tree with colorful lights for the Christmas holiday. When the lights are on at night, the tree looks like diamonds shining in the dark. Magic force draws Han to check the mailbox. He finds the letter Kim left there. It says, "I am the former tenant who lived here. I am expecting a letter. If you receive it in the future, please forward it to me. Thanks and Merry Christmas. Kim, December 1999. Han doesn't take the letter seriously. It actually is 1997. How can a person from 2 years later write to him? It must be a prank from a former tenant. The next day, Han asks the landlord about the former tenant. The landlord says the beach house was constructed last month. He is the first tenant. A dog follows him all the way home, so Han adopts it. He builds a kennel for it, and when he's painting the kennel, he knocks over the paint bucket by accident. The dog steps in the paint and leaves a string of claw patterns to the door. This reminds Han of the letter. Kim mentioned that the claw patterns were already there when she moved in, but she didn't get the time to remove them. This is confusing to Han. If he's the first tenant, how can Kim predict that his dog left the pattern? On the other side, Kim moves back to an apartment in the city. She works as a voice actor, living a regular life, but she's a little distracted lately. Her boyfriend became estranged ever since he left to study overseas. She waited for 2 years in the beach house without a response from him. Although she moved back to the apartment, she still expects messages from him. Even when she falls asleep, she holds her cell phone in her hand. However, hope turns to disappointment. There's only a puppy to keep her company. Kim calls him names, but happy memories crowd in upon her when she looks at their pictures. She whispers to the picture, "Merry Christmas." Despite the complex love and hate feelings, she looks forward to his return. A few days later, Kim pays a visit to the beach house. There's no tenant available yet. She recalls 2 years ago when she first came here. She was joyous and carefree, and the wind stroked her hair gently. The words in her boyfriend's letter are full of love. Happiness is in the air, literally. What's gone is gone. The house is empty, along with Kim's heart. She finds the letter Han wrote her. "This is the first tenant of Il Mare. I know you were expecting an important letter, but you might have put down the wrong address." Kim replies, "Please don't tamper with my letter. Hopefully you are not joking with me, and hopefully you are not from 1997 as you claimed." On New Year's Eve, Kim spends her time alone in a comic store. Excitement is mounting ahead of the countdown, but it can't hide her sorrow in her smile. On a weekend, Kim is reading Han's letter when it's snowing outside. 2 years ago, it snowed as heavy as now. She and her best friend caught a bad cold because they enjoyed skiing together. Kim looks through the album. There's a picture taken on January 10th, 1998. If Han does write from 2 years ago, he should expect the snow soon. So Kim writes him and tells him about the snow. Of course, Han verifies her statement. He teases that Kim must be a prophet. Kim begs him again to forward the letters to her new apartment. She attaches her new address this time. Han is curious about this girl, so he locates the address with his friend. A new apartment is under construction, so Kim is telling the truth. Han searches on the internet regarding space-time distortion. What confuses him most is that the puppy exists in the 2 spaces at the same time. So they decide to test the theory in the most direct way. Kim wanders to the mailbox and puts her headband inside. Mixed with certain anxiety and anticipation, Han opens the mailbox on his side. The headband lies there. Kim is astonished to find that it disappears right in front of her eyes. The magic box is the connection of their spaces. It's amazing and unbelievable for them both. The letters Kim wrote to her boyfriend are returned due to unsuccessful delivery. When she calls him, a strange woman picks up the phone. Kim realizes what has happened. She throws the rings he bought for her into the fish tank. It's said that love brings happiness, but Kim feels nothing but pain. After she shares her story with Han, Han advises her to heal herself with food. Kim makes a plate full of pasta according to Han's instructions. It is soothing. Kim moves forward and packs her boyfriend's stuff up. She discovers a broken recorder. It reminds her that she lost a recorder on the subway on February 11th, 1998. It was a present from her best friend, so she asks Han a favor to retrieve the recorder. However, Han is late to catch up with the train. He loses the chance to meet Kim in 1998. He sits down on a bench and listens to Kim's voice from the recorder. Han puts the recorder in the mailbox and gives it back to Kim. Kim sends him one of her fishes and an earmuff to return the favor. Il Mare is a safe place for secrets. Kim is here because of her boyfriend. Han is here because of his father. He can't accept the fact that his professor is his father. His father left him when he was little. He felt abandoned and couldn't let go of the past. Now his father is sick in the hospital. He hesitates on whether or not to visit him. Han asks Kim to check if his father is alright in 2000. In the book Han's father wrote, Kim learns that the beach house, Il Mare, was designed and built by him, dedicated to Han. She also notices that his father died in 1998. Kim rushes to tell Han about this, but she's caught in a car accident. It's too late for Han to visit his father for the last time. At the funeral, Han laughs and cries. Why is everyone he loves always out of reach? He dives into the water to relieve his pain and remorse. Kim comforts him in a letter. There are 3 things a person can't hide: coughing, poverty, and love. The harder one tries to hide them, the more they rise to the surface. Il Mare looks like a lonely place, but its warmth and comfort comes from the love within. Love comes to us in different ways, but underneath all those ways, I believe there's only one love. I hope your father's book helped you to understand him, and you will find peace within you. Ever since the time in the subway, Han is eager to meet Kim. He waits in the same station. Kim wears a white sweater and a black scarf. Her thick and lustrous hair swings softly in the wind. Han sits beside her. He coughs loudly and shows her the earmuff on purpose to attract her attention. But back then, Kim had no idea who he was. Before she boarded the train, she looked over at the glove stand. Han misses her again without self-introduction. The next day, Kim receives a new pair of gloves. She shares with Han a good way to have fun. When she feels lonely in Il Mare, she would go inside a convenience store and grab a beer, drink it down, and go for a ride on the Viking. The adrenaline rush is amazing. That day, they had a good time in separate spaces. He can't suppress his thoughts to meet Kim. He writes again to set up a date. Kim agrees to get together at Coral Beach next week. That is April 11, 2000. Well, for her, it's next week, but for Han, it will be 2 years later. Kim sends Han a picture of the Coral Beach. It's her dream to live there. She arrives early on the scheduled day. When she rides her bike at the beach, a construction team is building a house. The house is designed according to a construction drawing which Kim described to Han not long ago. Han designed a dream house for Kim. The leader of the team tells Kim that this house is dedicated to the designer's true love. The sun shines on the sea. Kim walks on the beach with a smile. Han spent 2 years realizing her dream. She waits until dusk, but Han doesn't show up. 2 years is a long time, but Kim hopes that Han keeps his promise. She's disappointed because she expects too much again. Everyone she cares about is so far away. Kim hopes that Han just forgot, but who can forget a date like that? Kim comes across her ex-boyfriend in a cafeteria a few days later. He's discussing his engagement with another girl. Kim without him is like a fish without water. She holds their picture and weeps quietly. She thought she could forget him, but when she heard his voice again, everything fell apart. Kim begs Han to stop her ex-boyfriend from leaving. Although Han is reluctant, he decides to support her. Kim's ex-boyfriend invites her out and apologizes to her. He says that he was tired and lonely by himself in the USA. If they'd gone together, they would still be in love. Kim's not sure if she should forgive him. Later, at her apartment, her dog carries the letter she wrote to Han. Please help me stop him from leaving. The Christmas tree is decorated for the holiday again. Han replies to Kim, I will help you. Why didn't you tell me how you felt before? Do you remember your first letter? You wished me good fortune at Il Mare. Knowing you has been a blessing. This time, I want to return this good fortune to you. Kim travels to Han's University as a tourist. His design of the beach house is hanging in the hallway. Unfortunately, Han can't build the dream house by himself anymore. He died in a car accident. It occurs to Kim that Han was on his way to help her on the day she departed with her boyfriend. Their last date was at a cafe called Morning. From the window, Kim noticed a man walking towards them. It was Han. The glass slipped out of her hand and broke into pieces. At that moment, a car crashed into Han. He fell heavily to the ground, blood rushing out like a water pipe. A drop of tears scattered down from his face. Thinking about this, don't die. The letter must reach him in time. She takes a taxi and runs like mad to the mailbox. The letter is dropped inside the box. Kim buries herself in sorrow and remorse. She hopes that time can go back. She hopes that it can take Han back. On her day moving out of Il Mare, she carries nothing but a fish tank, a puppy, and some luggage. On the bridge stretched into the sea, she asks, "Who are you?" He takes a letter out of his pocket. "I hope you are ready to hear a long and magical tale." I'm not sure if you believe this story, but it's touching. The movie was quite a hit when it was first released in Korea. It was remade into English later. The tone is romantic. The music is classic. It's a good choice for lovers to watch together. The movie is like a poetic song, outlines the ideal love. I have a house towards the sea, with spring flowers blooming. From tomorrow on, I will write to each one of my dear ones, telling them of my happiness. What the lightning and blessedness has told me, I will spread it to each of them. Of course, such ideal love mostly exists in our imagination. Most of the time, we have to convince ourselves and lower our expectations. How disappointed can we be to pretend not to care? But who doesn't hesitate at all? Who doesn't feel lost once? Reality is so cruel. Why not spice up your imagination? You have to believe that someone will read about all your moments. He or she will resonate with your words, listen to your favorite songs, and revisit the places you went, because he or she wants to make up for the days before you met him or her. In this world, someone is there with warm hugs. You don't have to subdue yourself to please him or her. What can you do? Find him or her.